we take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good evening, race fans. We're coming at you on MaxSpeedTV from California. You've got Chris and Rick up in the booth. Rick, how you doing tonight, bud?
I'm doing fabulous, Chris. How you doing tonight?
We're getting ready for 100 laps here. Man, this is going to be a good one. We got the Blazing Pedals Xfinity Series going on, and we've only got, what? We've got tonight's race, next week, and then we have a to be determined. So it's getting down to the end of the season, Rick. Let's take a peek in at our point standings. Mark Arthur leading the way. He's got Kyle Gilbert right on his heels, only 21 points behind. Tyler Gary behind him. Decker, Schließ, Kilrow, and we'll throw in Ryan Walsh and Van Hoot. Maybe Ty Marusco, too, as the top 9. Everybody else kind of out of it right now. I think, actually, they do a best of 8. So I think really ends at Van Hoot here. But points, every point counting for these guys, getting ready to figure out who the champion of the series is. We got 7 minutes left to practice, Rick, and I've been watching a little bit of the qualifying. Cars seem to be handling here pretty good tonight.
Oh, they definitely are. I mean, here we are. We're in Fontana, California, Chris. We're under the lights tonight. The weather looks fairly decent. We're partly cloudy with about 78 degrees air temperature. The track is sitting at about 79. So, you know, there's a lot of grip there on the track. So I think it's going to be good. I mean, practice has been going very well. You know, a couple cars slipping and sliding, but I think that's just because these guys are just trying to push it to the limits to see what they can do during the race.
Yeah, certainly. And what they're going to be able to do is run really, really fast. This is a big track, 2-mile track, lots of speed, lots of room on track. Definitely going to be seeing some 3 wide, I'm thinking, here tonight.
Oh, definitely. I mean, as you know, this is one of my favorite tracks. My first official iRacing win came here. So it holds a special place in my heart anyway. But it's just one of those big tracks that I really like. There's a lot of room. You know, 3, 4, you know, wide racing is not unheard of. It gets a little sketchy, obviously, when you do that, but, you know, you can handle 3, but I think we're in for a good show tonight.
Yeah, I do too, and that's going to be coming right around the corner. We're going to take a quick intermission. We'll be right back.
Assist to the front bumper, and he hits him again now. Ray Alfala into the outside wall.
He's going to pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's going to get them all done with. What amazing.
Lee to the inside goes Logan Clapman is going to touch in. Pit press sideways. What a save.
Look to the outside as Tronke goes off. De Jong into second place.
Going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's Howley down to the inside.
He's trying this contact though.
Slide left to the racetrack. Chris Benner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact.
He's going to try and make the move around the outside the parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cut back here. Get the run out the parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Makashube, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
And just like that, Rick, we've only got about 4.5 minutes left to go of practice, and we got some qualifying to see which of these cars start the race up front. It's going to be a good one, like we said, and I'll tell you one thing I've been thinking about just about all day long. The country's getting hit by a pretty big snowstorm, and it's affecting a lot of people that aren't used to it, Rick. If the snowstorm were up here, we'd be okay. We're kind of used to it, but Carolina's getting hit pretty hard right now, and definitely not used to it. I've seen some photographs on Facebook, videos on Facebook showing what it's like to be in the middle of a blizzard when you're not used to it. So my thoughts and prayers going out to those folks down there getting affected by that blizzard. And stay warm, stay safe, and stay off the roads.
Oh, definitely. I mean, that's something, you know, they're definitely in our hearts and prayers. Like you said, up here we're used to it. That's just a regular, you know, weekday for us in the winter. But to those folks down there, it's not fun.
No, definitely not. But right now in Sim, we're in beautiful, warm weather. California is the place they want to be. And Rick, you were mentioning temperature. What was that again?
So the air temperature right now, Chris, sitting at 78 degrees Fahrenheit with the track temperature of 79. The winds are coming out of the north. They're light at 2 miles per hour. Relative humidity is about 55% and rising. But I think we're in for a good race here tonight. I really do.
Yeah, so track temperature about 9 degrees over ambient temperature. Not too bad. It may warm up a little bit more. If it does, might see a little bit of slipping and sliding going out of the rear of these cars, but really shouldn't be that bad. And yeah, about 2.5 minutes or so left of practice. Just taking a peek around, seeing some of the cars that are out there. We've seen the 12 car. He's been out on pit road for the majority here in the last 10 minutes or so. Mark Arthur, who is your points leader here tonight, sitting in the Powerpuffs gals number 12 car tonight, getting ready to go in that Impala. Out on track, Tyler Gary in the 26, and 88 of Dalton Kilroy. Now Dalton's had a good couple of last weeks here, and we're going to be looking for that 88 to move up front. Noah Van Hoot, we've seen that paint job before. Love that thing. That Monster Energy number 4. It's bright, and there's no doubt about that. Bryce Lewis out on track in the 97. And then we've got the 19. That's Ryan Wash. He changed his last name. Changed his last name for us, Rick, so that we didn't keep murdering it, I'm thinking. You see he's right next to the 36 car. That's Aaron Ramon. The 92 car, another really good-looking Monster Energy car out there, man. Blake Decker with that black and red. The red really just pops off that car, and that's one of the things we've noticed since the drop of the new update. Man, the cars seem to just pop, especially under nighttime conditions, which we're under right now. And man, that looks good. We've got the 42 car, Tyler Duggan. 58, Kyle Gilbert. He's going to be one to watch. Kyle Gilbert sitting in second in points, only 21 behind Mark Arthur. Lee Olson in the 72 DC Solar Machine. James Hatcher in the 45. Aaron Ramon in the 36. Got Terry Foster in the 86. A little damage to the left front of that one. He'll get that fixed up before we start qualifying. The 44, Aaron Bockover. Ian Habiuk sitting in the 16 car. Tyler Fry sitting in the 91 on pit road. Cody Atkins, 28. And those are the cars that are on track. So, good stuff going on out there. A lot of cars out there tonight, Rick. Looking forward to a good one.
Oh, definitely, Chris. I mean, it's going to be really fun to watch these. I mean, like we said, it's a big track, so more cars the better. And right now, looking at practice, these things, I mean, they don't have the horsepower that, say, like the Xfinity cars, the Cup cars, or even really the trucks, I don't think. But they're running good times right now. Right now, Dalton Kilroe in that number 88, we just talked about him, Chris. He's sitting there with a fast lap of practice of 42.137 as we're getting ready to go qualifying.
Yeah, the big thing tonight is to watch out for. We're hearing about 25 laps on a fuel run. Well, this thing's 100 laps. So it's going to be interesting. I'm also hearing that the car is extremely tight, and people are having to use the aprons in 3 and 4 just to make the corner, Rick.
Yeah, that's one tricky thing about this track. I mean, it is considered a super speedway, Chris, but the banking is not super high, so you got to finagle the car a little bit, and it's really easy with these fixed setups here at iRacing. Usually 9 times out of 10 they're pretty tight. But I think we're in for some good racing. As I'm watching the number 88 of Dalton Kilroe, he's actually out there taking his qualifying lap now, trying to get up to speed.
Yeah, we're on board with the 88 right now, just watching him. Bringing that 88 up to speed. You see him right there, dip down into the apron. That is helping him keep line. And he comes off with a lot of speed, trying to get that 88 to the front. As we bring the qualifying board up online, and we stay here with Dalton Kilroe getting ready for his first lap. He's into 1 and 2 right now. Not quite as tight in 1 and 2 it looks like, as he stays outside off the apron. There are a few other a few other cars out there on track. We're still here with Dalton as he completes his first lap, and then we'll move on. Ooh, you see a big push out of 88, and that's what happens if you don't hit that apron.
Yeah,
boy.
I was just gonna say, actually, he's slowing.
And he locked the brakes. He wasn't going to be happy with that first lap, and he decided not to complete it. We'll move on. Tyler Frey, the 91 car, does go by the start-finish line.
Looks like the 97 also had a little bit of issues there, Chris. That is driver Bryce Lewis. He stopped. He's restarting his lap also.
Yeah, right now, 36 car, Aaron Ramon on the top of the speed chart here. And the 72 of Lee Olson, who's actually out on track still. Looks like he's going to be finishing up his second lap. Lee Olson running in second place on that speed chart. And across the start-finish line. And gets a little bit better. Not enough to move him up on the speed chart. Dalton Kilroe back out on track, so we'll go up with him. Dalton Kilroe in the 88 trying to get that car qualified. Didn't like the first run he had. He shut it down and started over. Probably a pretty smart move on his behalf because we saw the time he lost pushing high into turns 3 and 4. He missed that apron. And he did not miss it this time. He puts that left wheel right below the white line, able to get a good grip off, and he is coming off, going to cross the start-finish line this time. We'll see where the 88 is.
Right now he is on the pole, Chris, with a qualifying time of 42.170.
So very much worth it for him to start that lap over. Dalton Kilroe launches to the front of the speed charts, and he may be done.
The one thing about this track, Chris, there's really 5 lanes that you could pick, including down by the apron, so really 6, but 5 on the racing surface. Normally what guys would do is they run really high up against the wall. With these cars as tight as they possibly are, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of the apron action tonight.
Yeah, they're going to have to. If it gets tight like that in 3 and 4, that's going to shrink the racing surface down quite a bit. You're not going to be able to hold on 3 and 4. You see Ian Habiak right there. Get into the wall. This lap will not count.
And now we have 11 drivers who have taken a qualifying time. Dalton Kilroe on that 88 is still in first place. Cadence Atkins in the 28 is sitting in second. Noah Van Hoot is in third. Bryce Lewis in fourth. Aaron Ramon on the 36 machine in fifth. And we have Lee Olson in the 72-6. Terry Foster in seventh. Taylor Frey in eighth. Kevin Foster in ninth. Ian Habiak in the 16 machine is 10th. And Ty Morosco in the number 1 machine are the only ones who have taken qualifying so far.
Yeah, and Ryan Walsh out there in the 19. He's looking to try and beat out one of those drivers. Try to get to the top 10 at the very least. The 19 dives down below the apron through turns 3 and 4 like we've seen. Let's see how he's able to come off.
Good evening, Skittles. How are you tonight?
Skittles, how are you? Ryan Walsh in the 19.
Looks like 6th place.
6th
right
place, yeah. A good jump up for him. So he knocks everybody behind him down a peg. We do have a couple of cars still out on track trying to get it done. And one of them is the 58 car. That's Kyle Gilbert trying to get it done here in that black 58. Kyle Gilbert with his first lap, 7th place on the speed charts. And we have seen second lap be a little bit quicker, so let's see if Kyle Gilbert will stay on board with him as he is getting around this track. We'll see if he can beat his time. Looks like a 42.535 is what the 58 was able to register. We'll see if he can better that. Junior, how you doing, bud? Thanks for joining us out on track. Skittles, thank you. And Vulcan, how you doing tonight?
To all the great people that are watching us, welcome to MaxSpeedTV as we bring you all the action tonight from Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California with the Blazing Pedals in their Foul Zone K&N series. If you need a tow, give Foul Zone a call.
So Kyle Gilbert finishes his second lap, not able to go faster than the first one. He's going to be stuck in 7th place right now on the speed chart.
And that's kind of an okay place to be, Chris. I mean, obviously being on the pole is where you want to be. Maybe second. But it's going to be a long race. We got 200 miles, 100 laps here tonight.
Yeah, on board now with the 68, Ashton Schleiss. And Ashton right now, 10th on the speed chart. He's looking to get that black Energizer 68 car just a little further ahead. He really nice turns 3 and 4 right there. Dips that left side down on the apron, keeps the speed going. And he'll dip down on the apron across the start-finish line. There it is right there. And across the start-finish line. And
moves up to 8th.
Moves up to 8th, yeah. Good run for him. We go on board the Glock 45 machine. That's James Hatcher. He's qualified himself in 10th, and he shuts it down.
Right now we got about 2 minutes and 30 seconds left of qualifying. So far 16 cars have taken the qualifying. As of right now, Dalton Kilroe in that number 88 is still the pole winner.
Only one car out on track right now. That's Ian Ian Habiak, and I think he's just kind of messing around, getting a feel for the track a little bit. Saw him get a little loose in that corner, and he's already qualified. He's 15th in qualifying so far. This lap not going to do anything more for him. He shuts it down.
I'll take a look at that, Kyle. I mean, I started up trading paints here tonight once I started, so we'll see what's going on. Trading paints have been having a lot of issues, and of course with the new build coming out, it always seems like there's something. But we'll keep a look out there for the white car tonight. And I want to wish you luck out there tonight, Kyle. Driver in the number 58 machine, qualified 7th position. Got about 1:30 left to qualifying.
And right now we have a white car of Mark Arthur, as I am waiting for my trading paints to reload. Hopefully it does it the right way. These guys do a lot of work on the paints of the cars. They're proud of them, and I'd love to show them off. Sometimes, like Rick said, there is an issue, and unfortunately since the build there's been a few issues that I've come across here. I've got most of them worked out, and we're going to see if we can get this one worked out too.
One trick that we have heard is that basically what you want to do, and what's been working, is if you turn trading paints off, like all the way down, and you wait about 5-10 minutes and then you restart trading paints, it seems to help a little bit, but there's been times where it hasn't helped. But that is just a little trick.
Skittles out there,
right, Chris.
Just giving our praises. I love it. Thank you, Skittles.
This is amazing.
She has helped a lot this week, trying to get everything back running on this machine of mine. And I think we've got it going pretty good. It's looking good. It's sounding good. And I can't thank her enough for that time that she helped out. Man, oh man. Yeah, she's right. If you like what you're seeing or hearing, please feel free. Give us a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe. Hit the bell. That's your notifications. It'll tell you when we go live. And guess what? Just like that, guys, we are getting ready to go live here from Fontana, California. Holy goodness. The 88 is going to be on the pole. Dalton Kilbrough. Get a nice look here at the grid, and we're going to go through that in just one moment.
All right, we're not live yet then?
Yeah, we are.
Okay, good. I'm just waiting for a couple more cars. There's some that have not gridded yet, but I could run down through. I mean, it is a long track, but looks like we have 23 people who have, or maybe 21 people who are going to be taking the green flag here.
Well, we have them up, Rick. It's good to go whenever you want to do it. We are ready to roll. And like I said, Dalton Kilbrough is starting on the pole. He's followed by Caden Atkins, Rick.
He is. Caden Atkins in that 28 is going to be next to him in second. Noah Van Hoot in the 4 is going to be on third. Bryce Lewis in the 97 qualifies fourth. The 36 of Aaron Ramon is going to be starting 5th. The 19th of Ryan Washkoleski, Ryan Wash, is going to be starting 6th. Kyle Gilbert in the white 58 on my screen now is going to be starting 7th. Ashton Slice in the 68 is going to be 8th. Aaron Bach over in the 44 Budweiser machine qualified in 9th. James Hatcher in the 45 rounds out the top 10 there, Chris. Next to him is going to be Lee Olson in the 72 in spot 11. Terry Foster in the 86 is going to be 12th. Taylor Frey is going to be 13th. We got Kevin Foster in the 83 is going to be starting 14th tonight. Ian Habiak in the 16 is going to be starting in 15th position. The number 1 Ty Marasco qualifies the last person to take time tonight with a qualifying time of 43.565 is going to be in 16th. Mark Arthur, the points leader in the number 12 machine, is going to be starting 17th. Tyler Gary in the 26, 18th. Tyler Duggan in the 42 machine, 19th. And then things are getting a little mixed up here.
Yeah,
Actually, Weber's showing 22nd, but it's actually the 20th. And we got Brian Dees, who I believe had some issues. It's because we're getting some EOL penalties.
Yeah. So we'll let it go at that. We got the front runners, and I think we're going to leave it at that. Pace car lights are off. It's heading around this big track. We have, ooh, look at that. Somebody right off the front row is going on back.
Yep, that'd be Caden Atkins there. Got a black flag for 30 seconds, not exactly sure, but he was given the EOL penalty. And this could come down to, Chris, like you were talking at the early in the broadcast. So this week we're in Auto Club. Next week, December 16th, we're going to be at Las Vegas for 100. And then we have one more race that is to be determined. And that's going to bring out the championship for these guys here at Blazing Pedals in the Foul Zone K&N Series.
Yeah, the pace car, Rick, getting ready to come on down pit road. And Dalton Kilroe's getting ready to start this one off. He's on the inside in the red car. And we have green flag conditions. Dalton Kilroe reads them across the start-finish line, getting this one started. Right behind him, we have the 4 car. That's Noah Van Hoot. And the guys are getting it going early here tonight. We got racing on the track. Rick, this is going to be a good one. Hang on to your hats as the whole thing starts shuffling around just a little bit. We've got racing on the track.
We do, Chris, and boy, did Kilroe get a really good jump on that start there, Chris. I think the 97 there of Bryce Lewis didn't even know what was going on at the time.
Yeah, well, he knows what's going on now.
Number 4.
Yeah, he definitely knows what's going on now. As Noah Van Hoot stuck it on the outside, the 97, Bryce Lewis goes to the inside, and then you have the 19, Ryan Wash. He's following suit. He's on the inside, and he's staying there. Noah Van Hoot on the outside, and as we know, that's not where you want to be. This track getting tight, so we'll see what happens as we start going through turns 2 onto the backstretch, Rick.
Yeah, it looks like the 19 really got a good run there, Chris. He's almost clear of the 4, but not quite. The 4's still sitting up on the outside. He's making it work out there. Not where I want to be, though.
Noah Van Hoot on the outside, heading into turns 3 and 4. We've heard how tight those corners are. You want to be able to put your tires down on the apron. He's not able to. He loses position, and Ryan Wash gets around him. Van Hoot goes back to 4th position. Aaron Ramon behind him in the 36. Kyle Gilbert, I tried, brother. It is still coming up black to me. We'll try it again during a commercial, but right now your car black, and we're going to call it that way. Kyle Gilbert running in 6th. Ashton Slice right behind him in the 68. Ashton Slice actually has a little bit of a run on Gilbert right now. Goes to the inside.
And now, Chris, I'm back here with the 44 car of Aaron Backover. He's been battling a little bit with the 45. He got clear of the 45, but now he's got the 72 on the inside of him. The 45 is also moving down towards the apron there, and they're looking to make it 3 wide.
3 wide on lap 3. Almost. Didn't quite happen. The 45 just didn't let it happen. I think he backed out of it, which is good idea this early in the race. Only lap 5 now.
A couple other guys back here. I'm watching the 83 of Kevin Foster as he loses ground to the 26 of Tyler Gary. 26 gets around. Now the 1's looking on the outside. That's Ty Morosco.
Tyler Gary with a really sharp left-hand turn. And, man, when he comes out of that one, he's going to have a lot of room as he's got the 83 right on his outside. Tyler Gary getting it done there.
Going 3 wide back here. The 91's looking going, maybe I'll back off a little bit. This looks a little squirrely. And no, the 91, he's looking on the inside. And the 83 couldn't quite complete that pass as the 83 came down. The 92 is on the outside of the 91, Chris. This is definitely good racing back here as these guys are going 2, sometimes almost 3 wide.
Up front, Dalton Kilroe all by himself. He's developed himself a little 9/10 of a second lead, about 9 cars back. You have a battle for second place between Bryce Lewis and Ryan Wash. Ryan Wash in the 19 moves himself up to 2nd. Oh, no, I'm sorry. He is still in 3rd. Bryce Lewis got around him for 2nd. So Bryce Lewis gets around Wash and starts checking out as he is looking for the leader. Right behind them, they got a pack of cars. We've got Aaron Ramon in the 36. He's on the inside of Noah Van Hoot. Just by a nose, the 58 car, Kyle Gilbert, gets to the inside. He's going to be looking to follow him around the whole corner. Van Hoot still working the wrong way. He's going backwards around this track. Ashton Slice in the 68 down to the inside. And it looks like Slice is going to have him by a nose at the start-finish line. More than a nose, he clears him by a car.
Person's happy to see all this racing here up in front of him, Chris. Lee Olson in the 72. He's coming into that pack of cars there. It looks like he's really tight, though, as he moves up about, well, pretty much all the way from the apron to the wall. He was able to keep it going, though, and lost a little momentum, but he's starting to gain it back now. Lee Olson in the 72 sitting in 8th position right now.
Right behind him, Mark Arthur, your points leader, sitting in that 12 car, trying to catch Olson in the 72. He's got a little bit of a gap back to Gary in the 26, and then we're 2 wide behind them, the 44 and the 45. Getting it on, it's Bockover and Hatcher. And right now the 45 has a slight advantage there, and the 44 no choice but to let him go as they went into the corner. He had to get to the bottom of that track to keep momentum.
I'm sure as those tires start wearing, Chris, these cars will loosen up a little bit, but boy, right now they look like they are tight. It's like these guys are driving a truck out there. But they're doing a good job. They got it all figured out pretty much. You go down to the apron, it's 44, Aaron Bockover puts a move onto the 45 with James Hatcher, makes that pass complete. Aaron Bockover will be taking over position number 11 here as they go across the start-finish line.
Yeah, Bockover and Hatcher swapping back and forth, but finally the 44, I think, has it for now. We'll see if Hatcher wants to contend again or if he's fine running where he is. Right now, it's 11th and 12th place right there, so looks like Hatcher may be trying to look to the inside, maybe not done with this battle. Right behind them, though, we've got Kevin Foster, Tyler Duggan, and Tyler Frey, and they're mixing it up here. This is a battle for 14th. These 3 cars are getting it on.
Those are 3 good-looking cars there, Chris. We got one that's kind of like an old school, reminds me of Dale Sr.'s old Wheaties GM Goodwrench car. That 92 with that red and black, whatever iRacing did, man, they did a fabulous job. These cars are just popping out here under the lights tonight.
Check up front, Dalton Kilroe still there. Bryce Lewis has chomped into that lead a little bit, down to only half a second. And he's bringing Ryan Wash in the 19 along for the ride as Bryce Lewis is trying to catch Dalton Kilroe in the 88. You see Kilroe, he was probably a little tight there. He was a little higher than that of Bryce Lewis, and even Ryan Wash was able to stay down a little bit more. So Kilroe may not be happy with the way that 88 machine is running. Although you see the gap starting to increase once again up to about 0.7 of a second there.
I wonder if it all comes down to trying to save a little bit of fuel. I mean, obviously you can't do much because the gap's not that big, Chris. But you got to remember, we talked about it earlier when we started the race. We're looking at about a window, a lap, fuel run of about 20 to 25 laps. And we're on lap 11 right now. These guys have been running pretty hard. Those tires are starting to get loose. The cars are loosening up a little bit just because you don't have that added weight of the fuel. But he's definitely got his line down. That number 88 is fast out there right now.
Yeah, I think the fuel run is a lot longer than the tire run, as you're starting to see a little bit of evidence of that right now. Going on back to the battle for 4th place, it's Ashton Slice, Kyle Gilbert, and Aaron Ramon. Those 3 drivers are getting it done out there, and right now it's Ashton Slice in the 68 car. He's on the inside of Gilbert. Gilbert is a little faster, but Ashton trying to get there. Not able to do it, heading into the corner. Both cars put the left sides down on the apron, and it looks like Gilbert had to let go of it just a little bit. That's going to give Ashton Slice a good run, as Gilbert got a push coming out of 4, and Slice at the line had the advantage in the 68. Kyle Gilbert is in 5th, and Aaron Ramon sitting back there. Ooh, Aaron Ramon blinking in that 36. Something to watch out for as this race continues on.
Yeah, the 68 and the 58 are still in the battle, Chris. Ashton Slice not quite clear of that 58 there. The 36, like you said, he is blinking, so he backed off there a bit. That was smart and some good sportsmanship, but now he's got a battle. Next to him, Mark Arthur, he's trying to look on the inside there. He's bringing the 26 of Tyler Gary with him. Thank you, Crystal.
All right, so Ashton Slice is leading the pack of 5. This is a battle for 4th place. It's Gilbert and Slice, and now Mark Arthur is in it. Arthur goes up with Gilbert, gets a good run, trying to cut the apex of that corner, and you see him go down to the bottom line. It won't surprise me to see him flow up, unless he is underneath Gilbert, and then he's forced to stay where he is, which is right behind Slice. Oh, Mark Arthur takes it 3 wide. The 12 car goes to the 3 wide. He's on the bottom. Oh, Gilbert and Slice contact. Slice doing an excellent job keeping that car straight. My goodness, that one could have been bad. Ashton Slice, his heart is racing. Mine is too, as he and Gilbert touched just a little bit, and that 68 was not happy about it. Almost sent it around, but Ashton Slice saved that car, and he's back up to speed, and he's trying to track the 3 cars ahead of him down. Mark Arthur, the big winner out of that whole thing, is now he has separated himself from the pack.
We got some 3 wide racing still going on here with the 58 to 36 just backed off there. He's allowing the 26 to go by him. 26 has a really good run. He's going to get around Gilbert. Going to be trying to take 36 with him. As they kind of spread out a little bit there. That was some good racing there, Chris.
Finally starting to spread it out just a little bit. I don't know if they could take it anymore. 3 wide around this big track. They had to let it go for just a little bit. As I'm saying that, though, Ashton Slice looking to the inside, trying to get to the inside of Aaron Ramon. And Ramon with a really good run gets down on the inside of Gilbert. Ramon trying to pass Gilbert for 6th place now, Rick.
Yeah, those guys are going good, Chris. I'm up here watching the 2nd place, so Ryan Walsh in that number 19 machine. He's been really gaining on that 88 machine as they're coming around into the corners, and then now they just went across the start-finish line. But definitely, he's putting some pressure on Kilrow in that 88 machine.
Wash started 6th, currently in 2nd, and he is closing the gap on your race leader, Dalton Kilrow, down to 0.4 of a second. That 19 car doing everything he can to try and catch Dalton Kilrow.
Ashton Slice on that 68, Chris, making a move again. He's on the outside of the 36. As they come into the corner here, we'll see what happens. The 36 gets down below that apron and just shoots past the 68. And now he's also looking at taking over the spot from Kyle Gilbert in that number 58. Definitely the line that these guys want to be taking is that low line.
We've been saying it now for a while. 3 and 4 get very, very tight. You have to put the left sides just under that white striped line. Get them onto the apron just a little bit. That'll help you to corner and help you keep speed up. Ashton Slice on the inside right now. Inside of Kyle Gilbert. Falls back behind Gilbert. So Kyle Gilbert escapes one. Aaron Ramon right in front of Gilbert in the 36. And we're probably about 6 laps from pit stops, give or take. I think it's probably a good time to take you through the field. Up front, Dalton Kilrow. And Kilrow has led every single lap so far. Right behind him, Ryan Washington, 19. He started 6th, currently right there in 2nd place. Bryce Lewis started 4th, currently in 3rd in the 97 machine. Mark Arthur, give him props. Holy cow, started 17th. He's running 4th right now. We've got the 26 car, Tyler Gary. He is running in 5th. Aaron Ramon. And Ramon has been defending for a few laps now. He's currently running in 6th spot. He's got Kyle Gilbert and Ashton Slice right behind him. Ashton Slice trying to take position away from Gilbert. And at the line he has. So Ashton Slice, 7th. Kyle Gilbert, 8th. Noah Van Hoot, he started up in 3rd place. He's back to 9th. He saw him get stuck on the outside. He didn't like it out there, so he fell back. Got himself comfortable with the track, and he's running a decent line right now. Blake Decker in the number 92. Started in 22nd.
Lead, Chris.
Back
Sorry
up
to
front.
interrupt there,
Nope.
bud. Yep, back up
That's
front,
fine.
19th. He got around the 88, but as he came out of that corner, he's going just a little too fast. The 88 is going on the inside of Ryan in that 19 machine. It looks like Dalton Kilrow is still going to get... Yep. He still gets credit for leading that lap, but Ryan is right there in that 19 machine.
Yeah, Ryan Walsh taking a very different line trying to get around this track. Has definitely found something because he was able to catch Kilrow. Had him, except for when it counted, across the start-finish line. Right now, Kilrow has led every lap.
And again, that's due just because, like you said, 3 and 4, very tight. Those guys have to get down there. He was able to get down there, make the pass, but then the 88 moved down there and was able to do a little slide job there and get right back in front of him. But boy, that number 19 is definitely letting the 88 know that he is there, Chris.
Yes, he is. And right now, we're going to go back to it. Running 10th, Blake Decker. We're going to do it a little quicker because pit stops are coming. In 11th, James Hatcher. 12th, Aaron Bockover. We've got a position pass right now. Let's see. The 91, Tyler Frey up to 13th. Tyler Duggan running in 14th. Kevin Foster, somebody out there in chat giving him a shout out. He's running in 15th in that Hardy's 83. In 16th, we got the Miller High Life 86th of Terry Foster. In 17th, we've got Ty Morosco running that one car, UPS. Brian Dees running in 18th in the 17 car. Lee Olson, we saw him up towards the front. He started 11th. He's fallen back now to 19th. Ian Habiak started 15th. He's currently in 20th. And Caden Atkins is back in 21st position. And that takes us through the field. Up front, though, Dalton Kilrow. He has led every single lap. Pit stops are on the way, right around the corner, Rick.
And I'm sure that's something that every driver out there wants, Chris. They're just waiting for that first person to go down pit road so that way they can get 4 new Goodyear tires and a full tank of Sunoco racing fuel. While you were going through there, I was actually watching the 86 and the 1. That's Terry Foster and Ty Morosco. Sorry, Terry Foster. There we go. And Ty Morosco. They're battling it out, man. The number 1, Morosco, he's on the outside, and it's kind of funny to watch because as he's going into the corner, he'll get a really good run, but then, excuse me, then Morosco will get a good run, and then the 86 will just put those tires down below that apron, and he just gains all the speed back. But these guys that are just battling for 15th and 14th place right now.
Yeah, and a few cars towards the back of the field have started coming down pit road. It looks like Atkins, Habiak, Olson, Foster, Frey, and Dees have all come down pit road. Some getting service right now. Ryan Wash coming down pit road, running in second, so he gives up second place to come down pit road. Dalton Kilrow still out there. Original tank of fuel, original 4 tires. He's going to be looking to come down pit road probably in the next lap, I would say. The top 14 drivers still have not come down pit road. And I think that's about to change. Dalton Kilrow, I believe, is starting to whoa up his machine just a little bit. He is.
And there he goes. Leaders on pit road. That's what everyone's hearing right now. And all those guys that haven't pitted yet, Chris, they're like, okay, now's my time.
Yeah, and there are a bunch of cars coming down right now. We're watching them as they hit pit road speed, trying to whoa it up.
And I know the 12 machine's going to be coming down into pit road, Chris, but look who's out there in front right now. That's Mark Arthur starting 17th tonight.
Mark
Coming
Arthur.
into tonight's race as the points leader.
So very important lap for him to lead as Arthur is still on track. Him and Gilbert running so close to each other in the points. Every single lap counts. Ken, how you doing tonight, bud? Good to see you out there. Louis, how are you tonight? E-Sig, how are you? We'll join up Mark Arthur on pit road as well. So now everybody has come down, and it should cycle back to Dalton Kilroe as your race leader once the pit stops are done. So far, out of the 21 driving, we've got, it's tough to say right now, but I'm going to go with 19 on the lead lap.
I'm not sure if it was just a glitch in iRacing, Chris, but it looked like Mark Arthur might have slid through his pit box just a little bit. On my screen, it looked like he had to back up a little bit, but he has done his service and he's getting back out into the racing surface. That's Mark Arthur in the number 12 machine.
So pit stops are done. The first round all set and complete. We went, well, the leader went 26 laps. So the information we had was pretty accurate. A lot of drivers coming down around lap 24 and then 25. Kilroe able to stick it out one extra lap. And that could be a very big advantage going down to the end of this one here, Rick, tonight.
Well, he's done the test, Chris, and knows what his car can do. So that's a good thing, especially if we stand under green. And it looks like as my scoring has worked its way through, Dalton Kilroe on that 88 machine has reclaimed the lead once again, Chris. And he's got his fan out there. Brendan, how are you doing tonight?
And Kilroe working the field right now up front. We're in a nice long green flag stretch, including some pit stops. Man, Rick, I don't know about you, bud, but I think it's about time we crank it up.
Let's do it.
And just like that, we have to come out of it because we had one go for a wild ride. I believe that was the 91 car, Tyler Fry. We're going to go back and take a look, but he was up on the wall for at least 300 feet, Rick.
Yeah, Chris, he definitely went for a ride there, and it looks like he actually might have left the racing surface there. That car might be done tonight.
Look at that. Completely on its side, sparks flying everywhere on that car. And finally hits the ground, back into the wall, and around he goes. Oh, man, that is not what you want to see. Take another look at it here from just a slightly different angle as he is getting into the corner behind your race leader. Gets down onto the apron, comes back off, and just gets really tight, Rick, and then boom, up into the wall, on his side. Man, as a driver, whoo, that is not what you want to be doing. And there's no grip when you have your car up like that on track.
Oh, definitely not, Chris. And one thing it would be interesting to find out if Taylor had VR, because that must have been one crazy ride there from the driver's seat.
I'm going to take one more look at it, Rick, because we're speaking of driver's seat, you were reading my mind, because we're in cockpit view right now taking a look at this one. And you see him touch the wall and out of the gas. And it's such a helpless feeling right there. There's nothing you can do. You see him trying to turn to the right, and he did the right thing. When he came back on all four, he was turned to the right, keeping out of everybody's way. Man, that's a tough, tough pill to swallow. It was right after the pit stops. And, man, that is too bad. But that triggers a bunch of other pit stops as some cars came down pit road. And a lot of cars down pit road. Only 2 out on track right now. And I think we're going to take a moment here, Rick. We're going to pick up on a commercial. We'll be right back.
Assist to the front bumper, and he hits him again outside wall.
He's gonna pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's gonna get them all done with. What amazing!
Race lead to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is gonna touch in. Pit press sideways. What a save!
Look to the outside as Trunke goes off. De Jong into second place.
Going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
I tried, there's contact though.
Slide left of the racetrack. Chris Benner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact.
He's going to try and make the move around the outside the parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cut back here. Get the run out the parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Makashube, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. You may have seen on that split screen, I was trying to get the paint jobs come in right. They're not exactly doing it for me tonight. So, again, Kyle, I apologize. And we'll try something different next week. But we've got one heck of a good race going right now, Rick, as the pace car lights are off. This was our first caution for 4 laps. It's going to be a green flag here as soon as they get back around this big 2-mile track here in Fontana. And I'll tell you, the racing has been just absolutely exciting. We've had 3 wide, we've had 2 wide, but one thing we know for sure is when they go into 3 and 4, they have to get their wheels down on the apron or they lose a ton of speed.
Yeah, that's definitely true, Chris. I mean, like I said, there's a couple guys that were out there that were trying to make that outside work, and as they entered the corner, they were able to carry the speed through, but as they came out of the corner, that speed just went away. And whoever was on the inside and able to put those left side tires below the apron were able to just zoom right past them like they were in a slingshot.
Well, funny you should use the word slingshot, because we are heading into turns 3 and 4 right now. The pace car is going to take a left-hand turn, and this field will slingshot back into a green flag run. Entering 3 right now. You've got Gilbert up front. So Gilbert has now led 2 laps. Mark Arthur has led 2. And the man on a mission tonight, the 88 car, Dalton Kilroe, has led 28 of the 33 laps we've completed so far. Pace car takes a left-hand turn. Hold that thought, Rick, because pace car is off, and Gilbert, he is out. Gilbert gets this field going.
Yeah, he was definitely in the slingshot, Chris, but the 88 is right there and doing what he has to do. I mean, there's some stiff competition, which I was about to say there, as the pace car left the racing surface. All these guys are hungry to get that top spot, but right now Gilbert has it. Dalton Kilroe moves on to the inside, and this is where you're going to be able to watch. If he's able to get it down there in turns 3 and 4, he's going to be able to pass that 58.
Yeah, Gilbert is under attack. Dalton Kilroe just looking for that advantage. He has a slight advantage now going into the corner. Kilroe on the inside, Gilbert on the outside, left hanging, as he cannot keep the speed on that outside lane, and Dalton Kilroe launches himself back up to the lead. Kyle Gilbert in second, behind them Ryan Wash in the 19. You see a little contact between Tyler Gay and Bryce Lewis right behind them, and then we're starting to look maybe 3 wide behind them for 5th place. My gosh, They are going fast now. We got the 68 of Ashen Slice right there. He's followed by Lee Olson and Mark Arthur. That battle is for 6th position.
Now, what was kind of strange to me, Chris, is that Gilbert stayed up on that high lane. He had a chance to move down, but he just kind of stuck there. That's allowing the 19 of Ryan Wash to try to make that move. 26 moves in behind the 19 to help him out a little bit, followed by the 97.
Kyle Gilbert is left out there. You're right, Rick. That is strange.
He's starting to get down there now. I'm not sure exactly what was going on there.
Gilbert stuck on the outside again, though, as the 97 of Bryce Lewis takes the inside away from him. Coming out of the corner, Bryce Lewis does have a slight advantage there. The 26 car, Tyler Gary, just in front of Bryce Lewis, and now Bryce Lewis takes a peek to the inside of him. Not able to do it, has to back off just a little bit. Bryce Lewis looking to the inside again. Lewis flat on the apron as they cross the start-finish line. Not quite able to take third away, but down on the bottom. Has that advantage that we've been talking about, Rick. Great shot overhead there. As you see, the 97 and the 26 almost make contact. That allows the 26 to keep on going as Lewis got out of it, so he didn't make contact. On the inside, Mark Arthur. Mark Arthur making his trip back into the top 5 in a big way. He's passing cars all over.
Cars with him. Wow, is he bringing a lot of cars with him? And that goes down. I mean, the 97 had to check up. Those guys had to all check up there to keep a clean race car. And that just allowed the 12, the 72, the 68 of Ashton Slice. He's in that group. The 36 is out on the outside there behind Gilbert. Mark Arthur brought a freight train with him, Chris.
6 cars battling for 4th spot. Oh my, Bryce Lewis in the 97 is stuck on the outside, not where he wants to be. We got a car wiggle, and I believe that was Lee Olson. Yes, it was, the 72 going backwards. He wiggled a little bit, got a little too far on the apron, Rick. Mark Arthur and Lewis are battling it out now. 4th place on the line, a little contact. Lewis backs off from Arthur just a little bit, gives him room to straighten him back out, get back up to speed. Right behind Lewis is Gilbert.
And I'm back here with the 72 of Lee Olson, Chris. At finish line, he is in 11th position. He's got the 44 of Aaron Bach over on the outside trying to make it, but just having that inside position really helps, Chris. His momentum is crazy. The 92 of Blake Decker, he's under pressure from the 72 there also.
Lots of cars.
One guy that's out there. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, lots of cars battling it out right now. But right now, Mark Arthur has a little bit of advantage, so it becomes Bryce Lewis, Ashton Slice, Aaron Ramon, Kyle Gilbert, Noah Van Hoot, Blake Decker, and we'll throw in Lee Olson and Aaron Bach over too, because they're close enough to strike, Rick.
They are, Chris. One guy that's kind of happy that all this is going on is the number 1 of Dalton Kilrow. He's out there. He's got a really good lead. And back behind him, the 19th of Ryan Wash. He's about almost 2 seconds behind.
Yeah, Kilrow on those new tires starting to check out just a little bit, and we saw that at the start of the race, and then he was getting caught. So we'll see if that trend continues. Check in here again. We've got Lewis right behind Arthur, and Ashton Slice in the 68 trying to catch the back bumper of Lewis. If he can do that, then it's just a matter of getting to the inside. Ashton Slice is looking to make things happen out there in the 68 car. A good run for him tonight.
We had some 3-wide racing here back with Kyle Gilbert in that 58. Kyle Gilbert in the 92 got into, or actually it might have been the 4, got into a little bit of a touching match there. Gilbert stuck on the outside again. The 72 is on the inside. The 92, oh, they both collected. Oh, they're spinning, Chris.
72 goes around Rick, and the 92 touches the wall in through the grass. The 92 going for a really bad ride there. And that one started with Lee Olson. We're going to go back and take a peek. Didn't quite go back far enough, but we saw enough there. We saw the 72 and the 92 touch. And the 72 kind of came out of this one unscathed. Almost rear-ended. Oh, my goodness. He got out of that lucky. Very, very lucky.
He definitely did, Chris.
Take a look at that one again. And yeah, the 72 and 92 definitely got together. They were fighting over the same piece of real estate. And again, I cannot believe how lucky the 72 was. He almost got plowed from behind.
I mean, those cars were just bunched up back there, Chris. Everyone's working for that same piece of real estate.
Well, with the caution comes pit stops, and everybody, who's anybody, is coming down pit road. And I believe that means everybody's going to come down pit road, Rick, because they have to. They've been out on track long enough. And those tires,
they're happy to see. Yeah, those tires are worn. They're slick. There are a few that stayed out in the track, Chris, but those were the guys that were down towards the back of the field a little bit there.
So the battle on pit road. Kilrow came in as your leader. It looks like he's going to win the race off in pit road, followed by Wash. And then the 12 car, that's Mark Arthur. So things are changing just a little bit here off from pit road.
They are. We're on lap 43 of 100, so almost halfway. Like you said, these guys were happy to see this yellow flag. I mean, nobody as a racer wants to see a yellow flag come out, but, you know, they were probably trying to calculate in their head, listen, how many more laps do I have left? I know that I came in here. We had that earlier caution, which a lot of guys did come down.
So just caution number 2 here tonight. We got 58 laps to go. We've had 5 different lead changes. And we've done that between 4 different drivers. Right now, Ty Morosco in the 1 car is your race leader. Did not come down pit road, was last on 12 laps ago. All right, Rick, I'm back. Sorry about that. Folks, we are bringing it back to you here tonight. Holy Lord, I don't know what to tell you. Rick, I see you in chat. You've been keeping everybody up to date. Dalton Kilrow is still up front. Oh, boy, you might have to take over just 1 second as I try and get everything back running the way it ought to be. I'll be, whew, that was interesting.
I think I deserve a raise because I don't think I've ever typed that many words in that short amount of time, Chris. But, yep, welcome back, bud. A little power issue there, but glad to have you back there. Dalton Kilrow in that 88 is still in first. I'm just going to go down kind of a running order. The 26th, Tyler Garian, is in second. Ryan Washington, 19, is in third. Kyle Gilbert moved up to fourth. Ashton Slice in the 68 rounds up the top 5 right now, Chris.
All right, Rick, and thank you for keeping everybody up to date. I couldn't have moved any faster than I did right there. Thank goodness for Windows 10 and that quick boot time. My Lord. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. So sorry again about that as we bring you the end of this race. We're at the halfway point right now, lap 50 of 100. And these guys doing a great job. Only 2 cautions so far tonight. Lap 50 leader is Dalton Kilrow. As Rick said, the 26 of Tyler Gary right behind him. Ryan Wash is the last one in the top 3. Kyle Gilbert, good news for you, Kyle. With that power outage, your paint scheme is working now. Behind you, we've got a gaggle of cars. Mark Arthur, Ashton Slice, and Aaron Ramon battling it out for 5th spot right now. That's in control by Mark Arthur. Slice on the inside, trying to get there. Not able to. Goes back up in line. And we've got Aaron Bach over 9th. Lee Olson in the 72 DC Solar Chevy picking up the 10th spot. So running in the top 10 is Lee Olson. And the big thing right now, the lead, Dalton Kilrow, 1.333 seconds over that of Tyler Gary, who is now running in 2nd spot. Ryan Wash 3rd. And Gilbert 4th. So, Rick, a couple of changes up front here, but it doesn't look like I missed too much as Kilrow up front.
No, Chris, it happened at a good time. The cars were still pacing there after that caution, so you came in just as they started going green. I'm back here. I know that East Sig City Vape team looking for Kevin. Kevin Foster moved up into the 11th position in that number 83 machine. He has a couple cars behind him that have been battling him. One person we haven't talked a lot about tonight, Chris, who is doing some of that battling, is the number 17th of Brian Dees. We also have the 42 of Tyler Duggan. He's kind of stuck on the outside there. He's moved down by the apron. He's going to be able to take over that spot as he's trying to knock on the door of Kevin Foster's number 83 Hardy's machine.
So another good green flag run by these guys here tonight. The Blazing Pedals K&N Series brought to you by Foul Zone. Getting it done here in California. And Rick, I think these guys are doing so good. We're going to give them a second chance since the first one was kind of cut short to, I don't know.
Let's crank it up, bro.
You want to crank it up?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
It's like music to our ears.
All right, guys, so we got done cranking it up, and Lee Olson now sitting in 9th place. Up front, though, Dylan Kilrow, and I will get that out of Dalton Kilrow is sitting up front. Tyler Gary behind him, and the lead right now about 0.5 of a second. So these guys are definitely starting to pour it on to each other. Gary's starting to close the gap. And you see right there, they're still having to get below that white line and get on the apron in order to make turns 3 and 4. Not able to do it on the high side of the track on that corner. And that makes a big difference when you're trying to get around this track and pass somebody. So these guys doing a good job figuring that out early on in this race. Really during practice is when it was figured out. And boy, what a deal there.
That's definitely a trick that I think everybody should remember. That way next time iRacing goes to this track as an official race. It was definitely not known back when I won my truck race.
Third place runner, Mark Arthur. He's followed by Kyle Gilbert. Running on track as they run in the point standings. Mark Arthur has a 21-point lead coming into this race over Kyle Gilbert. Kyle Gilbert right on his back bumper, pushing the issue, trying to figure out a way to get around Mark Arthur.
And boy, both cars got tight there, Chris. They started heading towards the wall. I was getting a little nervous because if the 58, Kyle Gilbert, can get on the inside and protect it from the 12, he's going to be in the sweet spot. That's exactly what happened with Dalton and how he got around Gilbert there a few laps ago. Kyle Gilbert stays down on that apron just a little bit more, Chris. Now he has a run. He's going into the inside of the number 12 machine right now. Not going to be able to complete the pass as they go past the start-finish line. I want to give a quick thank you to everybody out there in MaxSpeedTV land for joining us tonight. We've got Rick and Chris up here in the booth. We're bringing you all the action here on MaxSpeedTV, the Blazing Pedals in their Foul Zone K&N series here at Auto Club Speedway. If you haven't yet, please make sure you like the video. Leave us a comment. Let us know how we're doing. If there's anything that we should change, definitely hit that subscribe button. And if you hit that little bell notification to the right of that, it'll let you know when MaxSpeedTV goes live. Now, we do have a lot of different broadcasters out here. We're running something most every night. But we do thank you for showing up here tonight. And we're under caution, Chris.
Yes, we are. And it looks like... yeah, we're going to key in on Aaron Bockover and take a peek at what may have happened on that 44 machine. As I noticed his speed substantially down from the others. Oh, it looks like Bockover and Van Hook get into it. Almost got Lee. And Bockover goes for a wild ride, hitting that outside retaining wall very hard. Able to get it back running, but we'll take another look at it here. See him diving down into the corner. Oh, well, we saw it pretty good there. It stacked them all up. And the 72 got into the wall. It stacked up the 44 and the 4 and the 72. Lee Olson. And the 44 gets the short end of the stick on that one, Rick.
Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate, Chris. I mean, that's just racing. I mean, you know, everyone, like I said, everyone's looking to get below that line if they can. And the real estate's just not there. When you get 3 wide, I mean, it is a wide track, but nobody wants to be up against that wall, especially with how tight these cars are tonight.
Well, Bockover has some damage. He's going to be able to continue on, though. And right now, I don't know what we missed, but Tyler Gary being shown as your race leader. Dalton Kilroy behind him. He's coming down pit road. Everybody on the lead lap is. As we're on lap 62 of 100. Can't quite make it to the end from here. But you can certainly make it, so it's only one more pit stop, Rick.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, we're at lap 63 of 100 right now, Chris, so it's going to get interesting to see.
And we're going to watch Dalton Kilroy. Since he has the first pit stop, we'll be able to watch the race off from pit road here. See Noah Van Hoot just now hitting his stall, running a little further back in the pack. And it looks like Kilrow is able to make it off in pit road in first. Now, he's not showing up first on the leaderboard yet. Kevin Foster, Ty Morosco still out on track. I believe they have yet to make their pit stops, though. And there it is, the 88 car making his way through pit road faster than anybody else. He's followed by Mark Arthur and Ryan Wash. So what a difference pit stops makes. He did get a little bit of practice, not a lot. Reagan, he was definitely out on track. He looked a little shaky in qualifying. Actually hit the wall once on a qualifying lap and stopped, restarted himself, and that's pretty much his night. He's been pretty much a top 5 driver all night, and right now he is sitting in, it looks to be 4th position in that number 19 car. Ty Morosco still out there. In the one pacing this whole field. So again, these guys cannot make the whole rest of the race on this pit stop. They're going to have to come down at least one more time if it continues to stay green. Fuel runs right around 25 laps. We've seen a couple be able to stretch it out to 26 or so, maybe 27 if you really do a good job with your fuel economy. Getting cozy out there in Raceland, getting ready for the final laps of this one. It's been a good one here tonight from Fontana, California on this big 2-mile track. It's provided a lot of good racing, a lot of good excitement, and we're looking forward to the end of this one. Now, pace car lights should be going off, I believe, this time around. We'll get going green flag racing again. Ty Morosco still out there on old tires. This is an interesting piece of strategy by Ty. He's going to be, not only is he the race leader, he's decided he's going to go on the outside lane. Man, oh man, this is going to be a good one. And Rick, I don't know. I guess I'm going to go ahead and let you start this one off, as these guys are going through 1 and 2 right now, making their way onto the backstretch with the pace car lights off.
All right, sounds good, bud. Like you were saying, Ty Morosco being on the outside, you would think that he'd want to be down on the inside. But this is actually something that was done there when you had your little technical difficulty. Is that the guy switched up and Dalton went on the outside also. So it's kind of weird, but it seems to work out. And we're going to find out shortly what is going to happen here.
Well, and thinking about it, you know, it's turns 3 and 4 that get tight. So maybe through 1 and 2, that slight advantage on the outside with the momentum, maybe that's what they're looking for before they fall back in line. But nonetheless, pace car is ready to come, and I'll let you go.
And we're getting ready here, Chris. The pace car is taking that sharp left-hand turn down to pit road. The green flag drops, the number 1 takes off. And like you said, that momentum really works out. The 88, I don't know what happened there. It looks like he might have slowed down. He's got Mark Arthur in that 12 all over his back bumper. You get the 19 of Ryan Wash. He's kind of hung out there. We're going to get some 3 wide there. There goes 88 Kilrow. He retakes the lead there, Chris. He's taking Mark Arthur with him. Mark Arthur on the inside. Kind of evened up right now with the 88. Got the 19 of Ryan Wash there. The 68, Ashton Slee, somebody who we've been watching move through the field. He's got that inside corner also. He's going to get around the 19 and the 88. And he's bringing the 97 with him, Chris.
Mark Arthur leading that lap. Ashton Schleiss in second place. Bryce Lewis in the 97 third. Ryan Wash fourth. Dalton Kilrow all the way back to fifth place. Right behind him, Kyle Gilbert. And my goodness, that's not what they were expecting when they restarted that one.
No, it looks like the 88 might have either missed the shift, Chris, or maybe slid his tires a little bit. Not sure, but like you said, he's in fifth place and he's got a battle.
That's no problem. I think what you're saying, and I think I saw it too, the 88 may have spun his tires a little bit, and that allowed for Mark Arthur to just be right on his back bumper. And now, look, we've got Mark Arthur in the 12. He's up front. He's your points leader, so he's doing everything he has to do right now, leading this one, looking to get a win. Ashton Schleiss right behind him in the 68. Bryce Lewis is your top three cars.
A little further back, Chris, these guys, there's about 4 cars that are spread out now, which 88 of Dalton Kilrow, he goes down onto the apron there. He's going to get around the 26 right now, Tyler Gary. And he's going to be bringing Kyle Gilbert with him. Right behind Kyle Gilbert's the 19, Ryan Wash. 26 is out there. He's kind of hung out to dry right now.
Yeah, Tyler Gary on the outside. He's got Gilbert on the inside. Right behind them, Ryan Wash just watching. Ooh, the 58 and the 26 riding on each other's doorways around that corner. They finally separate, and Kyle Gilbert has a slight advantage there. And now Tyler Gary on the outside takes back that advantage. Heading into the corner, Kyle Gilbert puts tires down on the apron and moves around Tyler Gary in the 26, and right in front of him, the 88, Dalton Kilrow. It's Kilrow and Gilbert, and Kilrow was tight too because he is still losing position as they go across the start-finish line. Kyle Gilbert goes around Dalton Kilrow, and that might mean something later on in this race. Right now, it means Kyle Gilbert in fourth, Dalton Kilrow in fifth. Mark Arthur, your race leader in the 12. Bryce Lewis, Ashton Schleiss still in your top three.
We got about 30 laps to go, Chris, and this is when the racing's really going to start pouring on.
Yeah, we've got 30 laps to go of this one. Mark Arthur up front. We know we have at least one more pit stop to go. And right now, oh, it looks like we have a battle for second place. It's Bryce Lewis, Ashton Schleiss getting very close to each other. We're going to keep an eye on that one.
And something happened to Mark Arthur, Chris. He is backing off.
Mark Arthur not happy with the position that he's in. And he does. He backs off. That hands the lead over to Bryce Lewis, Ashton Schleiss. Arthur able to gather it back up in that 12 car, but not before falling back to third place. And Ashton Schleiss is trying everything to get around Bryce Lewis right now. He wants to lead this race in Fontana tonight, Rick.
No, he definitely does, Chris. I mean, he's been battling towards the front all night long. He's finally there, but he has some competition there. 68 machine looks on the inside, thinks better of it, says, no, I'll just tuck in here. Kind of interesting to see what happened to Mark Arthur, though. I wonder if this is some kind of maybe pit strategy or something to get into the pits a little easier, maybe to save some tire wear for the end. Who knows?
Ashton
right now, Bryce Lewis is going to take that pass across the start-finish line to lead the lap, Chris.
Yeah, Lewis doing a fine job. Schleiss trying to figure out a way to get in front of him and stay there. And Mark Arthur, he's just trying to figure out how to catch him back up because he was enjoying leading this race, and now he's got Tyler Gary behind him. So he's got to find some speed out of that 12 car, try and make it back up front. But he's doing what he needs to do. He's a couple of cars ahead of Gilbert, and that is for look, we got championship coming right around the corner. We got to keep that in mind. And Mark Arthur is doing what he needs to do right now to stay in front of Gilbert for that championship, Rick.
Well, that's definitely something that it's on his mind, Chris, and that's why it would be nice to try to get into his head. But like I said, I mean, it could be a multitude of things. Maybe his car was a little too tight and he didn't want to race it too hard. Maybe he wanted to just let these guys, you know, looking in the rear view, these guys are battling it out. You know, let him take the lead for a little bit.
And speaking of the lead, Ashton Slice moved up about a half a lane. He's trying desperately to figure out a way around the 97 car, and he may have found it by getting to the outside. Ashton Slice on the outside, drawing even with the 97 car, but is probably going to have to give it up here as that car starts to get tight going around the corner. He does. He loses a little bit of grip. Has to slow that 68 down. Gathers it back up. Falls back in line on the bottom side of the apron as they get ready to go across the start-finish line. Turn 4 was not Ashton's friend there as he had the advantage going into 3. Lost it coming out of 4. He's got to find another way around Bryce Lewis for the lead of this race.
I'm back here with the 12 with Mark Arthur, Chris. Just to kind of see what he's trying to do. He's got Tyler Gary in the number 26 there. A couple car lengths behind him. He's starting to get the momentum up, though, because the 12 is starting to catch up to the 28 of Ashton Slice there.
Well, he's got to, Rick, because behind him is the 26 car, Tyler Gary, and Tyler isn't wasting any time either. This is going to become a 4-car pack in about a lap and a half, I believe.
I believe you are correct.
Ashton trying to catch Lewis and pass him. So hard to do at Chicago, or excuse me, Fontana. My goodness, I was thinking of something else there. Fontana in California. The 97. Oh, go ahead.
How are the Bears doing?
It's a good game so far. 97 car, Bryce Lewis is on the apron. Ashton Slice is up about a half lane, comes back down to the apron. That leaves Mark Arthur out there. Right now, Mark Arthur had him by a nose as they cross the start-finish line going into 1 and 2. Mark Arthur now has a firm grip on second. Ashton Slice back to third. He says, go ahead, Mark. Maybe you can figure out a way around Lewis because I haven't been able to. And Mark Arthur is going to be up on that challenge as he gets to the back bumper of Lewis. Oh, yeah, that's going to be some good racing right there.
It definitely is, Chris. I mean, Mark Arthur's been trying very hard to get back to the lead, and now it's finally starting to pan out there. He goes on the outside. He's looking the 97, though, right down there on that apron. He's going to be leading this lap also.
Bryce Lewis doing a wonderful job with that clean air, making that 97 just as wide as he can, and nobody has been able to figure out a way around him yet. We've got one into the wall. I heard it. Now we just got to find it. And it looks like the 19 car, Ryan Wash, going for a ride. We're going to go back and take a peek.
Also looks like the 58 of Gilbert has some damage, Chris.
Yeah, they were racing each other pretty hard, and oh, they made contact. Wash ended up turning into Gilbert. Both cars heavily damaged Gilbert. I think his car, the motor, may be smoking. We're going to go back and take a look at it. Different angle. Let's see what we're going to do. We're going to do this one here. So the 58 and the 19. You see the 58 moving down just a little bit, and then the 19 moves up just a little bit. These guys getting into each other's draft. And they're just beating and banging each other's doors off. And Gilbert goes away with a smoking car. The 19 facing the wrong direction on track. And that's where we're at. So at lap 79 of 100, these guys are going to come down pit road, I believe. And this will be the last green flag or yellow flag pit stop. They may do one under green. I don't think so. But this could very well be, Rick, the last time they come down pit road.
Yeah, I have a feeling that you're right, Chris. I mean, we're going to have a couple laps here of pacing, so we might be able to. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. It's going to all depend on how much these guys race each other. Kyle Gilbert, the number 58 machine, I just watched him go down pit road, Chris. He did make it down there. His engine was smoking, but he did have his pass repair left. So Kyle Gilbert's still in the chase right now. Unfortunately, he's going to be rejoining the race, it looks like, in 17th position. So he's got 16 cars to get back up to the front.
Yeah, a lot of cars still on the lead lap here tonight, Rick. And I think what we'll do, we're going to go side by side to thank Foul Zone one more time here tonight for sponsoring this league. And we are back live, and you see what happened during the break. Mark Arthur back up front. Bryce Lewis back to second place. Ashton Slice third. Tyler Gary in that 26th. Fourth, Dalton Kilroe in fifth place. Behind him, Aaron Ramon, James Hatcher, Noah Van Hoot, Blake Decker, Caden Atkins, Kyle Gilbert in 11th. And the hits keep coming as these cars have all changed positions. The big storyline is Mark Arthur on pit road getting it done with a 13.5 second stop. Rick, that's faster than any other driver out on track, and man, that's what put him up front.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you know, he's definitely going to be paying his pit crew tonight, especially if he wins that race. Looks like Kyle Gilbert in the 58, he fell back down. He's going to be restarting, looks like 13th position. Caden Atkins, somebody who we haven't talked much about tonight there, he qualified second, got an EOL. He's been running a couple laps down. I believe he also had to serve a black flag with a 30-second penalty, but he worked his way up into the 10th position. Kevin Foster in the 83, I know he's got some fans out there in chat, Chris. He's sitting in 11th right now. Brian D's in the 17, he's in 12th. Ryan in the 19, Ryan Walsh, looks like he is back out, got his car all set, ready to go. He's going to be restarting in 15th, which is kind of unfortunate because he's been battling up front there tonight.
Looks like it's going to be probably 18 laps to go when we go back to green flag racing. 36 miles to decide this one. Rick, this thing has been an absolute nail-biter all night long. Great racing all around the track. 2 and 3 wide racing has been the norm, except for when you get to turns 3 and 4, when you absolutely cannot be in that outside line. Car pushing way too hard in that corner. You lose a ton of speed. Oh, man. Pace car lights are off. We're getting ready to go back green flag racing. Comer Racing just barely found MaxSpeedTV. Come on. All right. Well, if you just found us, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that bell notification. That'll let you know when we go live. It's almost, well, it pretty much is every single night. MaxSpeedTV on air. Host of different commentators every single night. And welcome. And yeah, Wash, he does. That 19, a good looking car. That black and pink really pop. Speaking of black and pink, Mark Arthur in the 12 up front, getting ready to get this thing going again. Like I said, about 18 laps to go when we go across the start finish line to take the green. And Mark Arthur has a blink. Ooh. Let's hope that's not a thing that's going to start happening. He's got a lot of drivers behind him, Rick. If he starts blinking, that could be very, very bad.
That's definitely not something that a driver wants to hear, that he's blanking on track, especially when you're in that first position, Chris. I think once the cars maybe file out a little bit and get away from each other, I think he's going to be okay. And we're going to find out, because that pace car takes that sharp left-hand turn down pit road. Field is in Mark Arthur's hands, and he takes off, Chris.
The loud button was pushed. Mark Arthur is up front. Ashton Slice is trying desperately to come from third to second. He does. So the 68 machine is having a fantastic run tonight. Ashton up in the second spot behind Arthur. Tyler Gary moves up to third. Bryce Lewis, the big loser on that restart, from second to fourth.
He's got the 88 right behind him, Chris. So there's going to be a lot of interesting things that happen as the 97 goes on the inside. This is kind of where he wants to be as they go into turns 1 and 2. He's able to get around the 26. The 88 is moving up towards the 26 bumper right now, saying, hey, let me go. He goes onto the outside. I'm sorry, that was turns 3 and 4. I'm lost.
That was turns 3 and 4, and Kilrow, brave on that restart, going on the outside of 4. Nobody's been able to get anything done there tonight. And he didn't lose too many positions. In fact, he's on the inside of the 26 car right now. Kilrow is trying to get past Tyler Gary. And right now, got just a slight advantage over him. He's on the inside, so I expect that advantage to get even more as Lewis in the 97 starting to get to the inside of Ashton Slice. Ashton Slice stuck on the outside, turns 3 and 4, not where you want to be. Here comes Kilrow in the 88. He also gets around, and Tyler Gary in a 26, looking to try and take advantage of Ashton Slice as he's stuck on the outside. Ashton Slice just lost 3 positions. Bryce Lewis up to second. Dalton Kilrow, who's led so many laps here tonight in the 88, it's back up to third. Tyler Gary, fourth. Ashton Slice, fifth. Noah Van Hoot in that sharp-looking green and black car, running in 6th position. And you just saw him on screen, but not part of the battle right now, as Ashton Slice trying to catch back up to Dalton Kilrow. Kilrow trying to find a way around the 26. And Lewis is starting to make a little hay in that 97, starting to open up a gap over Tyler Gary. And he's starting to catch Mark Arthur, Rick.
Yeah, he definitely is, Chris. I think it's going to be a couple of laps when these guys are going to be racing for the lead right now. The 26 of Tyler Gary, he used the same thing. He saw what the 88 did and said, hey, if I put my tires down there in 3 and 4, I'm going to zoom right past him. So he retakes over to 3rd place. But yeah, that gap is definitely closing between the 88, or I'm sorry, the 12 of Mark Arthur and the 97 of Bryce Lewis.
0.3 of a second. Dalton Kilrow in the 88, trying to get around the 26 of Tyler Gary. Kilrow on the inside, looking to try and take advantage of that inside line. It's been so strong all night long. Right now, they are just about door to Kilrow. Takes advantage and is around the 26 car. Ashton Slice trying to make a move, but not able to get there in the 68 car. So Gary got there. Ashton Slice with a head of steam goes down to the inside. Has the advantage over Tyler Gary. Gary can't do anything about it. He backs off, falls back in the line in the 26. Great move by Ashton Slice there. 14 laps to go. Make it 13 when they cross the start-finish line. This one's getting close to the end. The heat is starting to build. Mark Arthur is up front, man, and this is good. Rick, go ahead.
It definitely is a 68. He's definitely looking to see what he can do. He's trying to get up to the back bumper of that 88 machine. He knows if he does, he can get into that inside lane and protect it a little bit. That's going to help him get around. But right now, all those 2 cars are really starting to catch the front 2 cars, Chris. We're going to have a massive battle here within a lap.
They close in. It's going to be a 4-car battle for the lead. Right now, they're in line. Dalton Kilrow trying to figure out a way around Lewis. Lewis has been so strong tonight, able to make that car as wide as he's needed. But no, Lewis gets a little tap. Dalton Kilrow to the inside. Kilrow is running that 88 as fast as he can around the track. Loses a little bit of speed on the outside of turns 1 and 2. Bryce Lewis was able to hold on. Dalton Kilrow had to fall back in line. Ashton Schleiss was trying to follow him. Ashton is trying up, down, anywhere he can to try and get around the 88 car. Dalton Kilrow, Ashton Schleiss not able to do it, but sticks it down low. Turns 3 and 4, and Kilrow has a bit of a different line now. He's going way high coming out of 4, trying to build up a little bit of steam as he goes down onto the apron across the start-finish line. Ashton Schleiss on the outside. Not able to get around Kilrow. Certainly came up door to door with him for a moment. Ashton Schleiss may have found something on that outside lines of 1 and 2. As he has a slight advantage right now over Kilrow. Ashton Schleiss getting it done on the high side.
He definitely is, Chris. And I think he learned something from Mark Arthur and the number 12 machine, because as these guys were doing their thing, Mark Arthur was way up high. I'm not sure exactly what happened. It actually caused a couple of the cars to back off, maybe get out of the gas a little bit, slow down. And but it seemed to work for him because Mark Arthur's still there, but he's got the 97 and Bryce Lewis on the outside, Chris. They go across the start-finish line right now. They're even door to door. They're coming into turns 1. You got Mark Arthur on the inside. You got Bryce Lewis and the 97 on the outside.
Position swapping.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to have enough momentum to keep it going through as they enter the backstretch.
Ashton Schleiss goes up with him, Mud. He's running that high line too. Dives down into 3 and 4. He knows he has to be down there. Now he's looking to maybe take over second from Lewis, Rick.
Yeah, it looks like Ashton Schleiss slowed down just a little bit, maybe got off the gas and hit the brake a bit. He didn't want to get too close to the 97 and cause a caution this close to the end of the race here as these guys are battling hard. You got the 26 right on the inside now of the 68. Dalton Kilrow on the 88. He's up high right now on the back bumper of the 68. We also have another car, Aaron Ramon, and that number 36, Chris. He's entering this battle here as he goes and gets on the inside of the 88, and now he's working on the 26.
Welcome to the party, Aaron Ramon in the 36 car right now around Dalton Kilrow. And, man, he's trying to make that one stick. We saw Lewis on the back bumper putting all the pressure on Arthur, and Arthur's now starting to walk away just a little bit. Tyler Gary sitting there in 3rd, kind of all by himself. The battle right now for 4th. Ashton Schleiss, Dalton Kilrow, Aaron Ramon, and they go 3 wide. Ramon thinks better of it, backs out just a little bit. Kilrow gets around the 36 car, the 68 on the outside. He's been making that work through 1 and 2. He has a lot of momentum coming off in the backstretch. He's got to get down low through 3 and 4. The car gets so tight, and he looks like he's going to be able to do it as Dalton Kilrow follows in line. Not able to stay in front of the 68 car.
You know, there's 3 cars out in the track, Chris, that are happy that these guys are back here battling it out. That's Mark Arthur in the 12. You got Bryce Lewis in the 97, Tyler Gary in the 26. They're kind of pulling away from the field a little bit. Let these guys battle it out. We'll just ride around here.
Some of the best racing we've seen on a Sunday night in a long time happening right here, Fontana, California, making it work for these guys at the Blazing Pedals Foul Zone Series. Man, oh man, Mark Arthur under pressure again. Lewis on the outside. Lewis not able to do it there, but boy, oh boy, did he have a head of steam coming in. If it wasn't turns 3 and 4 they were heading into, I think we might have a different leader, but no, not the case because, oh, Lewis to the inside. Lewis trying to make a move on Mark Arthur. Mark is just barely shutting the door, and he does. The door closes, but Bryce Lewis now has the inside, Rick, going into turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, he kind of closed the door, Chris, but in doing that, I think he was on the gas just a little bit too much. That car tightened up, and he had to move up a little bit. You had the 26 Tyler Gary also giving the help to Mark Arthur, but he now moves down below.
Mark Arthur was able to hold on to that lead, but the battle now is looking like it might be for second place as Gary and Schleiss coming in, and they're going to start putting the battle on with Bryce Lewis. Now, the person that's going to benefit from that, your leader, Mark Arthur, as those 3 cars, get ready for battle, and here comes another. Dalton Kilrow looking to join the party.
Dalton's been out there dominating most of the night, Chris. It's good to see him up here in the top 5. Right now, he's got a lot. He got a little bit of work, and he's only got 5 laps to do it in. And we're under caution.
Caution is out. Looks like maybe Ty Morosco. Let's go back and take a peek.
I'm also seeing the 83 of Kevin Foster. Chris got some hard damage on this car.
We're back with the number 1 car, Ty Morosco. So far, not seeing anything. Ooh, yes, the 83 car. Yeah, you're right. Let's back it up and see what happened to him. 83 car was on the outside. Looks like he had a run on the 92, moves up. And the 28 gets tight, gets into the left rear quarter panel of the 83, and they go into the wall hard. That is a shame. 4 laps to go. I'm trying to do quick math in my head. Nobody's going to come down pit road. We know that. Ken, you may be right. But we also, boy, we may have a 1-lap shootout here. I'm going to hope for that. This race been way too good to finish under yellow. That would be an absolute shame. But if it does, Mark Arthur, who's the current point standings leader, also your race leader, Bryce Lewis, 2nd, Tyler Gary, 3rd, Dalton Kilroe is running in 4th, Ashton Slice, 5th. And we have to go back all the way to 8th place, Kyle Gilbert, who's running 2nd in points, running 8th on track right now. So he may be losing ground to Mark Arthur with only 2 races set to go after tonight.
And actually, speaking of the other races, Chris, we look forward to having everybody here who's out there in MaxSpeedTV land December 16th with the Blazing Pedals here for the Foul Zone K&N Series as they tackle Las Vegas next week for 100 laps. And then there's 1 race to go after that, Chris, and that's going to be the championship race. We don't have much info on that yet, but we know that it's going to be set after Las Vegas. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
That race to be determined. Laps, venue, everything. But tonight, what a race. Man, I'm just hoping. I just want to see those lights go off. I want to see 1 more green flag lap. That's what I want.
I mean, obviously, this wasn't done on purpose. You don't want to be that person that brings out that caution, so it is unfortunate. These guys had a great battle going on, but we're about to see, Chris. I don't know. We got, what, 3 laps to go?
Pace car lights remain on. 2 more laps to go. Around this big 2-mile track. We may. Boy. It may be done. Take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
And we are back, and it's not looking good for another green flag run, as the next time the pace car comes off, we have 1 lap to go. This race will be over. Mark Arthur will be your winner here tonight in Fontana. He's going to be followed by Bryce Lewis and Tyler Gary, and not the way these guys wanted to finish. They worked so hard to have such a good race, only to end on caution. But I'll tell you who's going to be happiest of all, Mark Arthur. Not only did he score a race win, which he's been trying for a few weeks now, really desperately to get that win, to keep his points lead. But not only that, but man, he's got that points lead and he's extending that lead. You can't ask for much more going into the last 2 weeks of the race, Rick.
No, definitely not, Chris. I mean, I know that's something that's on his mind. I mean, with what happened to Gilbert, you know, that kind of eased that a little bit. But, you know, Gilbert, we've seen him time and time again, week after week, you know, move up through the field. So I think if this went green, he would have caught up a little bit. But right now, Kyle Gilbert in that 58 machine, he is going to be finishing the unofficial race here because it hasn't happened yet, but in 8th position.
Pace car is leading these guys around for the last time. Mark Arthur will take the yellow and checkered flag to win this one at Fontana. We'll have interviews right after the race finishes, and after a little celebration, I'm sure, from Mark. Because he's definitely earned this one. It's not like he didn't lead tonight. He was on his game. He made that car wide when he had to. Bryce Lewis was giving him some pressure. He was able to stay out front. He put himself in position to win, and he won. Right now, your race winner is Mark Arthur.
And let's just run down really quick because you know there's going to be some burnouts, Chris. You're going to have Bryce Lewis in the 97 second, Tyler Gary in the 26th third, Dalton Kilroe in the 88 finishes, and tonight's point leader, pole winner in 4th. You got Ashton Slice in the 68 5th. Aaron Ramon worked his way up into 6th position. Noah Van Hoot in the 4 will be finishing 7th. Kyle Gilbert 8th. James Hatcher comes out 9th, and Blake Decker in the 92 rounds out that top 10. Cadis Atkins in the 28 11th. Tyler Dugan in the 42 12th. Ian Habiuk in that number 60 machine 13th. Brian Dees in the 17 will be finishing 14th. Ty Morosco in the 1 will be 15th. Aaron Bach over in the 44 after some late race issues there will be finishing 16th. You got Terry Foster in the 86 17th, followed by Kevin Foster 18th. Ryan Wash, who was involved in that caution later on in the race, Chris, he is going to be finishing 10 laps down in 19th. Lee Olson in the 72 will be 20th, and rounding out the field, Taylor Frey in the 91, 21st. What a good race, though.
Absolutely wonderful race, and there's no better feeling as a race winner than to have all the guys come around you, give you a little bump, and send you on your way. Congratulations once again to Mark Arthur. We're going to hit a quick commercial break. We're going to come back for some post-race interviews, and that'll be it from us here at MaxSpeedTV. Mark Arthur starting his celebration. We'll be right back.
Assist to the front bumper, and he hits him again now. Ray Alfala into the outside wall.
Gonna pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's gonna get them all done with. What amazing!
Racely to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is gonna touch in. Pit press sideways. What a save!
Look to the outside as Trunke goes off. De Jong into second place.
Going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
I tried, there's contact though.
Slide left of the racetrack. Chris Benner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact.
He's going to try and make the move around the outside the parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cut back here. Get the run out the parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Michael Schubert, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
All right, Chris, we are back. I'm going to be bringing up 3rd place to talk with him for his driver interview. Tyler, Gary, sorry to bother you, but I know you're down there talking with your teammates there at We Make Runs, but you got Rick and Chris up in the booth, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Oh, man, that was an excellent race, man. You qualified 18th. You worked your way through the field. Give us a little rundown of how the race was for you tonight.
The race was really, really good, but a whole bunch of clean, hard driving throughout the whole field, especially up front. I think it was a blast.
Oh man, it was fun watching you tonight as you're working your car. You know, your way up through. That 26 looks beautiful out on the track, man. You know, is there anybody out there you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank all my teammates, how we make runs, and you guys, Lucky Dog Pizza and Savage Edge, and yeah, the whole broadcast team.
Well, excellent, buddy. We appreciate that. We look forward to seeing you next week in Las Vegas for 100 laps there. Enjoy your time. Go down and celebrate with your team, buddy. Congratulations once again.
Thank you very much.
And there we have third place, Chris. Now I'm going to be bringing up a second place, the 97 of Bryce Lewis. Once I can find him there. There he is. He's down there in the Shake and Bake. Bryce Lewis, number 97 of Shake and Bake Racing. You got Rick and Chris up in the booth, buddy. How you doing?
What is up? I am feeling great after this finish.
Feeling great, man. You did a fabulous job. You had a strong qualifying run, started in 4th, finished in 2nd, man. It was so fun watching you race tonight. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, thanks. It was a super fun track. It was super wide, which was made for some good racing, especially 3 and 4 coming off the corner. It was just really fun trying to get runs on people, and really hectic down the front straightaway, getting pinched down going into turn 1.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of my favorite tracks anyway. The racing here is always so good. You guys figured it out tonight. You guys did a heck of a job, and you definitely put on a great show, so we appreciate it. I want to say congratulations on your 2nd place win. I look forward to seeing you next Sunday night in Las Vegas. Hopefully you can bring this momentum with you to that track, buddy. Is there anybody out there you'd like to thank?
Oh yeah, of course. There's a ton of guys in here that put up practice sessions that allow me to be able to run up here, and of course running the league, tons of admins, they do a ton of great work. And of course you guys for broadcasting the races.
Well, excellent, buddy. Thank you very much. Congratulations on taking 2nd tonight. I think if we finished under green, I think you had a really good chance of making a run on Mark. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, but you did a heck of a job. Be proud of that, buddy, and bring it into next week.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, Chris, we got one more. Mr. Mark Arthur, 1st place.
Yeah, driver of the number 12 car. Mark, Arthur, Chris, and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I do.
Mark, congratulations first and foremost, man. You definitely made that car wide when you had to. For a little while, you were under pressure from Bryce Lewis. Not able to get around you, though. You made that thing just as wide as you needed it to be. You came home with the the yellow checkered, but nonetheless in 1st place. That's going to expand your points lead. That's the most important thing, I think, over Kyle Gilbert going into next week. Tell me about the race. How did the car feel out there versus, at the beginning of a run versus the end of a run?
I was not very fast. I've been struggling to find speed all week. I mean, I didn't make that many practices all week. We practice probably 10 or 15 times a week, and we throw up a bunch of practices. And I'm telling you, I mean, Bryce was fast all week, and Dalton was fast. So was Tyler. I was struggling. I mean, I was struggling to hit 42 twos, and they're hitting like, I think Bryce was hitting zeros and Dalton was hitting ones and Tyler was hitting. I was just struggling, and so I was a little bit better. I think longer run I could do pretty good, but Tyler was pretty fast on the long run too, and I wasn't really trying to win this race. I didn't think I had it in me, and I thought I'd just try to beat Tyler and Gilbert is all it was about, with 2 races left after this, and I was just points racing, and I got a really good pit stop, that last pit stop, and got into 1st and was able to. Those guys started racing behind me. I was kind of hoping that Tyler would catch Bryce and they'd start racing. I could get a little bit of cushion, but they stayed in line, and Bryce was all over me. I mean, he got me one good time and got me a little sideways, and I had a hell of a save when the 19 got into me. I don't know if you guys caught that on broadcast now. I was completely sideways in front of everybody and managed to save it. But I don't know how I'm sitting here in victory lane, because I probably shouldn't be. But you're right, just made it wide. I apologized to Bryce, but I told him, hey, man, it's like 7 to go. I'm going to do what I got to do. So I hope he's not mad at me for blocking him down the straightaway.
Well, I'll tell you what. You came in here first in points. You're going to leave here first in points, extending your lead again, like I said, on Kyle Gilbert. You've got next week's race, and then we have a big question mark, and I'm wondering, do we have an answer yet? Do we know at least what track we're going to be at?
No, the way we run this league is the track that we will be at will be one of the tracks that we've raced all season, minus a super speedway or a road course. We won't vote on those, but we take all the races that we've ran all season, and this is what I want the guys to do. Their vote's out of my hands, but I hope they don't vote on the track that they like or that they were fast at. I want them to vote on the track that had the best racing, that will give the best broadcast and a best championship run. This is what I want everyone to do. So, we've had a couple really bad ones with Richmond and Martinsville, and I hope people just don't vote for something because they like it. Hoping they vote for something that's going to have a really good broadcast for you guys to commentate a championship run with.
Well, we'll be looking forward to that for sure. Hey, Mark, is there anybody on that car you need to thank tonight?
Foul Zone isn't on the car. I decided to go back to the Powerpuff Girls. I heard you last week wondering what the backstory was. I used to run this car all the time, because if I'd win, I've always thought, well, that'd be something, getting beat by a pink Powerpuff Girls car. So that was the joke in running the car all the time. I ran it for, probably 2 or 3 years. I ran the car, and I decided to go back last week, and I usually have good luck in the car, and I didn't have great luck with it last week. I said, well, I'm going to run it again, and the luck rubbed on me this time, I guess. I got a little luck on that. But Foul Zone, I'd like to thank Rebellion Racing, you guys always for putting on the broadcast, and I don't know, I thank the Powerpuff Girls for giving me this win.
But there you go, Mark. Thanks very much for answering that. I thought you lost a bet. That's what I was thinking last week.
Nah.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it here from Fontana. If I can say it, I'm getting tired. Guys, that was one of the best races I have watched all year long, and I'm telling you, I can't wait to do it again next week. And Rick, I'm going to look forward to having you by my side. We got 2 more races to go, and like Mark said, boy, the last one, that's pretty cool. They get to vote on the last track they do. Man, I can't wait to see which one they decide on.
Yeah, me neither, Chris. I mean, that's kind of a really cool way of doing things, so it's going to be interesting to see. And as soon as we find out, we will let the folks know here. I definitely want to say thank you to everybody out here who watched us here on MaxSpeedTV with the Blazing Pedals Foul Zone K&N series. Chris, it was a great time. But now it's time to get ready to go to work, and we'll be back here next Sunday with these guys in Las Vegas.
For sure. And that's going to do it for MaxSpeedTV. Have yourselves a great Sunday night.